Good afternoon and welcome to Purchase Broadcast Studios. My name is Josiah Acheampong and I am your host today. Students have returned to campus and some for the very first time, between new classes, rekindling relationships, trying to fight off senioritis, and the thoughts of student loan debt swirling around. There's a lot in the minds of Purchase students. With the election nearly a month away and the candidates crisscrossing the country, making their case for the future of America, students here have a lot to consider. According to a September 9th Pew poll, shows that over 80% of voters say, quote, the economy will be very important to their vote in the 2024 election. As a result, some question whether the American dream is still possible, considering inflation and higher costs of living. With Vice President Harris and former President Trump preparing for their first and only debate on ABC News, Purchase students gave their thoughts on what they would like to hear from the candidates. But first, the students gave their thoughts on what the American dream is and whether it is still possible for them. Here's more on what they have to say.
To me, the American dream is what it's been advertised to me as, having a family, getting a great job, just settling down, I think is like the American dream for me, or what it's been, advertised to me, especially since my mom is an immigrant.
So I think when people think of this like American dream, it doesn't incorporate it's like an idolized version of a past America that we don't necessarily have.
Well, the way that I grew up, it's always been hard, difficult for my household. I grew up in a single parent home with 6 siblings, and it's always been hard, but there was always the government there to pick families up where they needed help, such as the cheese, the bread, all those things I remember my mom getting for free from a young age. And I believe that that is still possible as well, but it might be a little harder to get now.
It's really hard for people even growing up in like upper middle class economies or upper middle class families to be able to afford getting a degree in something you don't use for the rest of your life.
Honestly, for me, like it really is just about like the job search. I feel like that's like the first step in the American dream is always like you get the house, you get married, like you have a good job. Like the first step is always to get that job. And I feel like if you don't have like this immense amount of experience, like people in the job market like really write you off, and like it's so competitive now.
I want to hear what they both have to say about the inflation, because inflation is a big thing with the American dream and how people can't really afford housing or stuff right now, and I want to see what they would both do to bring costs down and student debt forgiveness and all that.
The world is going right now, it doesn't really seem like a great place for, like you said, the American dream. It doesn't seem like very plausible right now, and I just want someone that's gonna like really reshape that and how we are right now.
I really do think these candidates should really make more of an effort to try to unite everybody.
I would like to hear them both just talk about the world, the U.S., opposed to just talking about themselves, what they've done. I like to hear the word we. It's the little words that stand out. But to be honest, I really don't know what the